This is how I know the sea moss is deadly. Sister shared with me that they're even making gummy bear sea moss tablets or whatever form for children. I'm so disgusted I can't begin to tell you. Yeah, trust a housewife on this one. Peace and blessings, family. Sister Ajali, I'm going to just put out this book list, which was part of a longer share, but this will just make it more compact for those who want to get the information. In my research over the past going on 10 years now, of first primarily Fukushima and now just a more broad ranging and thereby more effective understanding of radiation, man-made radiation in its complete terror on this planet. And thereby, because of that protracted research, I've been able to make bumps and starts through all of the misguidance that they deliberately put out there for you to hold you up, and thereby I can assist you in understanding and getting the data that's going to give you a more exact understanding of what this stuff is really doing to all of us. It's gigantic. It's beyond my power over words to describe. And it's the most deadly factor in our lives today. It supersedes everything in terms of the carnage that it causes, and they're using many things that you got to wear a mask for as a cover so that they can say that people, because you don't just die of cancer, you die of 3,000 autoimmune dysfunctions when it comes to radiation, and they're using this non-existent scamdemic to hide that fact. I've seen many people who I can make a educated guess died from something else, and they are all, even if you fall off painter's scaffolding, you died from COVID-19. So let me stop. Otherwise, this is going to be just as long as the share that I had this reading list attached to. And that's just going to be too long. Okay, my collection is growing, so let's go over them. So starting over here, these are things that you can find in your own way. Okay, I have Deadly Radiation Hazards USA database. Okay, you just put that. All of these I got off of Amazon. This one was a PDF that I downloaded from Dr. Yuri Bandashevsky, Radioactive Cesium and the Heart. Okay, that goes over how cesium goes directly to your heart, and yes, it will cause you a heart attack in small, one atom at a time, bases. Okay, that's solar power, because I would definitely want to learn how to set up my own electrical grid. Lethal radiation effects of X-rays, deuterons, and alpha particles on the bacterium Escherichia coli. That's where I learned that yes, radiation does increase the virulence of predatory DNA. Now this one, I read this one all the way through the plutonium files. I have now since come to recognize this is a shill book. It's a feel-good book that only gives you parceling amounts of information for how daggone big it is. And after reading some of the other things that I found, I know that this is definitely not sufficient. So, I mean, you could read it, but I would recommend reading the other stuff first. Now, this is Atomic Suicide. This, I understand, is a very good one, written by Walter and Lau Russell. What radioactivity is, why and how it kills, what to do about it. I haven't read that one yet. I look forward to it. I'm reading each one, okay? The truth about about where you live. An atlas for action on toxins and mortality. Well, that's about building stuff. Poison, a history, all right? Also, another poison book I read is The Poisoner's Handbook. I just wanted to understand how much these people love secretive slaughter, okay? And this one here, Deadly Deceit, Low-Level Radiation, High-Level Cover-Up by J.M. Gould. Dr. Sternglass, oh my goodness, the battle that they put that man through when he was just telling the truth, it lets me know it ain't nothing personal. These people don't dislike me, other than I'm a black woman and they really dislike us. But there's nothing personal in them shadow banning my content. That's what they do. That's what they've always done. They do it even to their own. That's solar power again on soap making. The pet cow effect. The devastating effect of nuclear radiation on human health and the environment. Okay, there's certain things that you're not going to get it online. Now, this is a propaganda book right here. The Port Chicago Mutiny. 100% propaganda, but I want to see what they say so that I can debate against that. Of course, nobody is going to dare debate me. They wouldn't. I wouldn't blame them. If I was dumb as they are over the things that they say, I'd run across me and I'd be peeing myself to death, I tell you. So, low-level radiation and immune system damage, an atomic era legacy by Joseph J. Mangano. I think Joseph J. Mangano for all of his epic research. He's the one who discovered that right after Fukushima, there had been hundreds of thousands of extra deaths, like it's, something on the menu in the United States, all right? And I know it hasn't stopped because Fukushima hasn't stopped. They just are hiding it. Radiation protective foods. How to shield yourself from low-level radiation, written by Sarah Shannon. I thank her for this book. I know there's some information in here that she didn't go far enough, but I'm grateful for her information. And there's certain things where she was just wrong, okay? This one, I look forward to reading this one. The Woman Who Knew Too Much. Alice Stewart and the Secrets of Radiation. This woman right here, I definitely thank Alice Stewart. She's the reason why X-rays are no longer allowed on pregnant women. She noticed the patterns that in the UK, shortly after the introduction of X-rays into examining the health of fetuses, that there was an excessive rise in fetal mortality. She did the exacting research, and I mean, these people, like I said, they don't want to give up a dime. It took them decades before her research and others' research and Dr. Ernest Sternglass's research was considered enough to shut that industry, or at least that modality of medical care, down. Okay? And so, yeah, the pink people don't want to die either. But they waited for all these dudes to drop dead. Most of them are dead. And they don't have anybody. They made sure they went to those universities and learning institutions and intensified the propaganda. Okay, now this one is just like, I haven't read it yet, but I'll see what it's about. It just looks like it's fluff. Romancing the atom. Nuclear infatuation from the radium girls to Fukushima. All right? And the Port Chicago disaster, that's another propaganda piece right there. This one, GI guinea pigs. How the Pentagon exposed our troops, their troops they mean, to dangers more deadly than war, right? They would just sit them there by the hundreds right in front of a nuclear bomb test. Please. Okay? Now this one, it's written by a Hispanic man, and I thank him for that. But he went over excessively the Hispanic history and all the rest of it, but it had the truth. Port Chicago was the first nuclear bomb test ever taken, and it was tested on black men. 200 of them were incinerated. Okay? Poison war. The case against nuclear power plants before and after 3 Mile Island. This is fluff here. Nagasaki, 1945. The first full-length eyewitness account of the atomic bomb attack on Nagasaki. It's such a sad thing, because when you go and you look at the reviews on Amazon, you can see the butthurt pink people like, he's so mean. No, the dude was a suck-up to you, because he could have torn you to pieces. Turns out what was going on around these bomb sites was far worse, and within sight of 3 months, 4 months, pretty much everybody was dead. There were massive deformities. They just don't report on it, okay? So everybody thinks, oh, Nagasaki and Hiroshima, that was no big deal. Yeah, if you hide stuff, it certainly seems like it. So this one is an old one, 100 million guinea pigs. That's all the poisons that the U.S. allowed in products forever. They never stop, okay? Let's see what we got down here. I'm building up my library on wild foraging. I do have a couple down here. Let's see now. Radium Girls. That was excellent. That was really excellent. Just showing how they poisoned their own. And again, once again, I highly recommend the Poisoner's Handbook. That's where I found out that during the, Prohibition. During Prohibition, the U.S., they always show these movies where you think it's just, the bootleggers who were selling bad gin or whatever the heck. No, the U.S. government was producing wood grain alcohol that would paralyze the drinkers after a certain amount. And that's what they wanted. It would kill them too. Okay? So, yeah, these people, they're not our friends. And while I was filming this, I forgot to include this book right over here. This is Rosalie Bertel's No Immediate Danger. I haven't read this one yet, but the very back cover has a short description that I really agree with. We know we face extinction if nuclear war ever begins. But this unique book says something new. We face the same extinction even if the bombs never fall. The production alone of nuclear energy and nuclear weapons is initiating the death crisis of our species. Just remember, they really, really don't just hate me, they hate all of us collectively because we are their replacements. Do not eat the sea moss. I don't care who tells you. If they can't explain all of this, if they can't give you the verified prognosis on the levels of radiation using a spectrometer, not just a Geiger counter, in whatever products they're peddling, don't eat it, okay? I'm just letting you know. I love your family. Straight black family pride and support real black media. Peace and blessings.